What's up guys, Shouri here, and today I'm going to show you the Juggernaut and Barracuda combo. This one really needs the Juggernaut perks to work, so I'm going to explain them very well. Not only am I going to read what it does, but I'm also going to show you a video clip. First up is long range combat. You do more damage to enemies that are further away. And I slowed these clips down. As you can see, my enemies are getting closer to me, so the damage is less. This also works the other way around. If they get further away, the damage does get higher. So next up, guys, is the burst shot. And I think this is actually very useful with the Barracuda in general, just because you can snipe people, and it will end up doing a great job to shoot them with the burst and kill them quickly. But as you can see right here, when I slow it down, it's shooting in bursts of 3. It is hugely useful, and especially if you can get them low first with your sniper. But next up is Headhunter, and this is one of the most important things there is. And so what you do is if you hit them in the body, you can then hit them in the head for triple damage. And I found that if you no-scope them in the body, and then you scope it into their head, that's the best way to do this. And it can increase the damage you do by an unbelievable amount, especially because of the way the burst works. It just ends up working out really well. But first off, guys, this is the game that we started the whole Jugg thing on. I did one game on my AR stream, and it went really well, and so I wanted to actually test it out. So at the start of this game, I was using my crossbow, and nothing was working, so then I switched to this because I'd had the loadout because I already had the idea. And as you saw, we got it 4 at once pretty much immediately, and it made me want to basically make this video, and oh my god, it was totally worth it. And it's funny, I ended up kind of camping a little bit towards the end because I wanted the unstoppable, because I didn't actually think this was going to be good until probably this moment. So we're going to go up, we hit a guy with a headshot, we kill him with a Jugg. They have another guy that's standing there. I kill him with the one-shot Cuda. I kill that guy because of the burst of the Juggernaut, and then I get a very nice quick scope sweep snipe for the second 4 at once in one game. And this right here was the catalyst for this whole video to be made, and I actually played this game directly after the Farm at Night one, and it just reinforced the idea that this is really good, this combo. And I'm actually going to go into in very big detail exactly how to use this, and it's going to be the longest of all these Cuda AR videos. Sped up a lot of things, and I actually slowed down a lot of stuff. I spent a ton of time editing it, and I'm going to give you all the practical tips you need to do this combo and do it well, because of all the combos, it is one that you have to be a lot smarter to use, and you actually got to try a lot harder. But it ends up probably being the second best combo out of all of them, maybe to Bastion being number 1. Don't worry, I'm putting that video out as part 5. Next up, guys, is going to be part 4 for Dragonfire. But back to part 3 and why this is so good. This actually is really good and easy to use against top players as well as not top players. And yes, that was my attempt of nicely saying people who suck. But we are going to go forward, and the best thing you can do is end up either shooting someone with Barracuda, getting him to one-shot, and then finishing it with a Juggernaut. And one of the few things that Juggernaut does that other combos don't is you can shoot them first with the Juggernaut and then switch and snipe. A lot of the time, I would recommend you snipe first and then you switch to kill them with the other weapon. But because of the unique burst damage that Juggernaut does, I think that you can actually use Juggernaut first and then snipe them. When someone switches to Undying, it can get a little unfortunate. And then right there, we actually had the guy who we tried to kill die, and we were able to transfer the little spinny wheel onto someone else. We just tried to switch to Orion. He ended up dying, but for the most part, this is working out a lot, especially since we're playing some pretty good people like Laura, who ends up getting so scared that they're going to lose that they just rocket a ton and still get killed by my Jugg. And to be clear, I'm kind of kidding about being scared. They did end up rocketing the whole time, but I don't think it was scary. I think they just wanted to win. But we are going to be able to get a lot of really good headshots, and because of the way I like to use Cuda, I like to get it almost all the way done and then next to their head, and then we'll end up going over their head with a sweep snipe. Luckily, we were able to get the elimination streak, and we were well on our way to unstoppable. We do end up getting Laura right here and break down their Undying, but sadly, they got scared and switched rockets so they could try to win. I mean, I'll take my Jugg over top players' rockets any day, and I think that other players would take my Jugg over their rockets too. And again, no hard feelings. I don't think it was like a team of 4 or anything rocketing. It's just if you want to win and you have a high win percentage and you're losing to another team because of gun skill, it makes complete sense to be able to catch up, because it's not me killing Laura over and over. I'm killing their teammates too, so in order to kind of catch that skill gap up, it's not that Laura is worse than me. It's the fact that they gotta be able to kill me and my team faster than I can kill their team. And since my sniper's on point right now, it's really hard to do that without rockets. And I have rockets too, so it's not super unfair. I just like giving people hard times because of rockets. I just wanted to make sure that it's clear. No hard feelings. But it is funny though, the Undying right here, and then also the rocket and gecko all at the same time. It was just like, dude, that death felt bad. Like, everything about it. Ooh, it feels bad. But again, I'll take my Jugg over any top player any day, because I'm actually not kidding about this part. The Juggs and Cuda are basically made for each other. Because of the way the burst damage works, you can end up shooting them with the Barracuda and immediately killing them with the Jugg, or you can shoot them with the Jugg and then have an easier job killing them with the Cuda, and then you already have your Barracuda out, so you can kill them because of the Daredevil. That's why I like sometimes to shoot the Jugg first and then go Barracuda, because then you already have it out, giving you a longer period of time that you can get the 3-second one-shots. And for those of you who want to know what perks and gear you need to be able to do the one-shot Barracuda, go to my part 1 of this video series, and I explain exactly what perks you need, why you need them, and how to do it, and all that good stuff. Right here, we are doing a very good job with our sniper, and luckily we're able to switch to the Jugg, and that right there is where the burst damage really comes into effect, is that he killed me with a throwing knife, but since it shoots in burst, the shots that I shot already killed him. It's just they hadn't basically reached him yet, if that makes sense. So even though I was dead, my burst shotting was able to kill him. And right here, we know that the guy is going to either come back or not, so we can throw a grenade just to be safe. He ends up running back. We did like 3 predictive grenades right here because of that. And you guys are seeing where I love to stand, because you can shoot up the middle from right here, and the right and the left. So this is really the best spot to be. And some people are going to think it's camping, and with this gun, you have to play smart. You cannot camp, because camping implies that you're staying in the exact same spot. And right here, I'm moving around a ton. Even though I'm staying in the same general area, I'm shooting the right, the left, and center. And right here, we got another predictive grenade, and it ends up working out every time, thankfully. But right here, you can shoot to the right and left. Like, staying in the middle right there as a sniper is the best place if you're going to end up sniping on this map, because it's so dynamic and you can go and help your teammates out on like basically every side. Luckily, we did end up hard switching to a shotgun so we could kill that guy there, and in general, this was a really good game. Right here, another predictive grenade, and we end up actually going to the right and having to come back to the left once we saw him across our screen. So a lot of really smart plays need to be made if you're going to use this combo. One thing is you want to be further away from people. Another one is like right here, you don't see anyone down here, and so you're going to come out, and I saw that guy's elbow on the train, so I'm going to come back. It ends up being 2 of them, and luckily I am able to kill him. Just because you don't see someone immediately doesn't mean you stop being aware of where people are, especially with this gun. Like I said, you don't really want people to get too close to you for the Jugg damage, so you need to basically make sure that you don't put yourself in too bad of a position. That's why I'm kind of staying at this distance, and sometimes I'll back up, but I'm staying right where the Jugg's max range is in relation to the hill. That means that no one can kind of sneak up on me in my Jugg's minimum range, and so I can snipe people, and then once they get to where Jugg range is in the hill, I can pull my Jugg out and do max damage. It ends up working out really well as far as damage-wise, and one thing to be very clear, you need to make sure that if you do hit a body shot with Jugg, that you pull up and get that headshot because of the triple damage. And it can be hard, especially on an elevation change like this, for me anyways, to be able to do that. So that is something that if you have that problem too, it's good to work on. Luckily, with the way the burst damage works, even with the body shots, you can kill people pretty quickly without ever hitting them in the head. So that is just something to think about, is if you are like me on an elevation change, those headshots can be a little bit tough to get. But when you do get them, it ends up working out great. Luckily for me, I was able to do a ton of kills and just doing like a lot of really good work to be able to kill people with the one-shot Barracuda. And then even if I was only able to get them low, because of the burst damage of the Juggernaut killing them so fast, it ends up working out really, really good. Of the 5 guns I did, I think that probably number 1 is Bastion, which is going to be part 5 of the series, and then number 2 is Juggernaut. And the reason for that is you're just going to be able to do so much more against top players than any of the other combos, and that goes both for Bastion and Juggernaut. That's why they're number 1 and 2. While the Chopper and Survivor are definitely going to be better up close, as far as like the full package of what you're going to be able to do against top players, you are going to be able to do more with this combo. And one thing that's funny is bad players and like even good players who just don't understand, they think what this is camping, and it's not true. Like, I'm moving the whole time. I'm just staying in a general area, because if you're a top sniper, you'll know that, hey, there's certain parts of the map that are better to snipe on. And if you're taking that role for your team, you need to stand in that general area. But there's a big difference between standing in a wall to where no one can shoot you, and what I'm doing, where I'm going back and forth to the right and left. And it's funny because people tell me that I'm camping all the time when, like, it's actually not true. But we did see a guy that was going to probably come to the right, so while you don't want to just stand here waiting for him the whole time, you do want to periodically check. Luckily, when we did check, we ended up getting him and then sniping their sniper on the left side, and then we're going to try to move up in the right. A big thing that people need to know is that you don't want to do what I do a lot of the time, which is stay in the same spot. And the reason I stay in the same spot is actually it's so you know where I'm at. It helps me get multi-kills if everyone's chasing me, and so I actually want you to come after me. But normally that's not a good idea, and I don't always do that against good people because it doesn't work. But what you want to do is you want to change things up, because if you know exactly where a sniper is, you can stay away from them, and also you can get better angles on them. It's really, really easy to kill a sniper if you know exactly where he is, unless he actually is camping and he's using a wall glitch. So one thing you want to do is you want to come from different angles of attack. And with this combo in particular, you definitely want to do that, because the way Jugg works is if they're up close to you, you do a lot less damage. And if they know exactly where you are, that's a huge problem, because they can just wait until they're close enough to you before they start attacking you, and you're going to be screwed every time. So this one, you do have to play a little bit smarter than other guns, but its like level of what it can do is a lot higher, even though it's a little bit harder to do. And on this, we're going to end up trying to get a little bit closer than we should, because I'm trying to cap the hill, knowing that we're playing a team of 4, and I played these guys a bunch on this day, that it ends up being a big problem where my teammates won't ever cap the hill, and so I end up getting closer than I should, which ends up screwing me over a little bit. But like I said, I'm mostly just trying to get to the hill, and then I'm trying to get to this spot right here, because I can see people from the left, middle, and right, and only really people from the saloon can sneak up on me, which I was able to kind of counter by basically rotating outwards and looking into the saloon every once in a while, or just paying attention to my teammates that were going through the saloon if they were getting shot or not. But it does help to be able to get a lot of multi-kills if you play this way, and sadly, I wasn't able to do much here. I ended up dying to his rockets, which sucked, but I got a throwing knife off on him, and even though you're flash getting those throwing knives, it makes it a lot more fun. This was a different game. Like I said, I played a lot of these teams. This one ended up being the best of all the IMF teams and Savage guys, but it was a lot of fun to play. Right here, I'm actually doing a really good job to stay alive and kill as many as possible. What we did was we ended up getting him low, and since I realized that I wasn't going to have enough bullets to actually kill him, I just went ahead and pulled out my sniper. It ended up working out really well, getting 2 kills and kind of distracting their whole team so my team could do something. My team ended up not being able to do anything, but hey, we gave them the option and the chance. But you can only really bring a horse to water. You can't make it drink. So right here, we do end up getting a nice kill with our grenade, and we already got 6 kills in about a minute, which isn't too bad. Anytime you're averaging a 10-second kill time, you're having a great game. And we are actually able to do so much right here because of the way the burst damage working, and we ended up getting the triple. That was just nuts, and that's the biggest reason I wanted to show you guys this. This and Bastion both have like that burst effect that ends up being so useful, and with this combo in particular, it makes it really good. And right here, we do have to be very careful because we see the guy that's on the left right here, so we're going to move out of his line of sight to kill him, and then I'm going to go back and try to kill him for the triple kill, but the shot didn't register. If I would have killed him, I would have got a 4 at once after that, and then we could have pushed up into the hill. Sadly, my teammates weren't really like super good at this, and the other team was very good, so I don't really blame my teammates that much. But hey, we tried our best, but you can only do so much solo versus 4s. I have a really good game that I beat them solo versus 4s, which I'm going to make a whole video series on that. Got a lot of really good team of 4s that we beat solo. And so don't worry, that'll be coming out probably when I get back from my trip. So it'll happen sometime after September 20th. But don't worry, while I'm gone from September 10th to 20th, I'll be posting a video series about me playing on phone. Not just tips, but it will also be me explaining how I was getting better, exactly what I was doing to change things, everything from button placement to just ideas of how I'm like playing and what I can do to change those things. And that way you can also follow along the process I took to get better gradually and slowly and kind of apply those things slowly, because if you try to do too much radical change at once, it doesn't end up working, guys. So just try to do little bits of change like over time, and that's the best way to do it. If you try to change too much at once, you won't do any of it correctly or effectively. And so with my phone series, that's my plan, is to show you guys everything that I did to change and all the things that helped me get better, and hopefully we can apply that to some things you're not doing, and maybe it can work for you. Some of the things aren't going to work for you. It's just going to be something that you don't like or you're not good at, and it's okay that those don't work, but some of it will work. So I hope that that's going to help you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Part 4 will be Dragonfire, and Part 5 will be Bastion for this series. And I actually had to re-record this because I did it on like no sleep. That's why this is a day late. It was just a terrible video, so I re-recorded it, did it a little bit better. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did, and I'll see you around.